Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas.
Thanks very much for watching.
Hello, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. I'm too old. I'm 81 years old. I think I've become that, the old man that people hate. Unless it's your grandfather or something, Whoops, that was loud. Yeah.
Keyboard. 17 Central. Keyboard.
I'm turning the volume down. What's wrong here? Young whippersnappers don't know anything. This was, I guess, some guy down in Mississippi. Let's see, go to CNN, I guess. Some guy down in Mississippi was flying a private airplane, and he threatened to intentionally crash a small airplane into a Mississippi Walmart. But now apparently he has crashed his plane someplace else, and I don't think he's hit anything. I don't know. So anyway, he threatened to smash into a Walmart. You can't do it though. God damn, young whippersnapper shit. Damn. You know what? It's too bad that because you can't do it, because then something's going to pop up, It's just too bad. Okay, he's up there and his plane crashes someplace. Now, if you just knew it, if you knew he was the only person on the airplane, and then it crashed, it's too bad you couldn't, and then maybe he's dialing in, my plane crashed, I'm trapped under, the plane is on fire or something rather. Too bad you just can't say, oh, so sorry, sir, so sorry, but all our units are at a Walmart, protecting it there, so their shift ends at, 5 p.m. today, and then we'll have some...
The Home and National Wildlife Refuge. Sir, Watson,
Too bad you can't say, sorry, wait, it's going to be a few hours till the next shift comes on duty or something. You can't do that. You may, because then what would happen is, turned out he had a little baby with him or, something. I mean, you can't do it, but it's too bad you can't. Oh. Who in the world would want to crash into, who'd want to go shoot up a Walmart? Who'd want to, young whippersnappers don't know anything. The good old days, that's what we need. Yeah. I don't know what it is. It's got to be, of course, well, first of all, we got people who believe the world is 10,000 years old. Should we waste our money and pay for them to go to school? I mean, but it's not their fault. Back millions of years ago when humans were, coming into existence, and I know they weren't in existence at the same time as, dinosaurs, whatever. Well, I don't know. What do I know? Oh, but anyway, when they were developing in ye olden days, the good old days, some of those cave dwellers, went out there and they licked on stones to get their nutrients that they needed, and they died. And some others went out and, licked on a side of a dinosaur or something. They got eaten or whatever, And then there's others that went out and, I guess, ate the right thing somehow, grass or whatever it was, and that's how we turned. But some of those others that licked on rocks or something, some of them survived, and they're voters. Did you see the story? A woman, married lady, they're vegans, and she's now being charged with, well, she's already been found guilty. She's been found guilty of murder and other charges, having to do with not properly taking care of her kids and whatever, or one of her small childs died. I think several others had problems because they're vegans. Vegans, dumb whippersnapper. God damn. Anyway, she's been charged, and I think there's a lot of people that are, wait a minute, charged with murder? Not only charged with murder, found guilty of murder. I forget the other problems that are other, kids have, So, I did. Okay, this guy's crashed, so I think we can just stop this crap. Where is it now? Gotta find it. Where is it? Maybe I move this, I'll find it. No. Oh, come on. Oh, here it is. Just shut this thing down.
That's a locked office.
Well, that didn't work. Oh, wait a minute, down, it'll be down here someplace. That's not it, it's not it. I always forget on this app. I pay for this thing by extra for this, so I can monitor the, where the heck is it? Must be over here, is it? That's it. Here's what it looks like. Okay, stop. Delete. I've been paying for years for this thing. I usually forget to really use it, but sometimes it's interesting. Where was I? I forgot where I was. Oh, anyway, this lady found guilty of murder and sentenced to life in prison. Because I guess and her husband is, I think I'm not sure if he's been tried yet or, I think he has, but anyway. That's the problem with, there's people who just are, well, I don't want to get into saying something, that, I'm not in favor of eugenics. I'm not in favor of, which, by the way, was when Hitler, before he came to power, him and his followers, they loved the study and the work that had been done here in the United States on eugenics. In other words, there'd be various scales of it, not allowing retarded people to have sex and bring other people into the world and all types. And then you get to the, just get rid of these people before they even have a chance to breed or whatever. That was a United and Hitler's people. Hey, those Americans got the right idea. Not about freedom and justice and whatever, but about this getting rid of these inferior people. So I don't want to fall into that category of condemning people, but my God. A lot of the people who are currently voting here in the United States, and we have proof of it, they shouldn't be voting. They're too stupid to vote. But that's the way our country is, in the past we kept women from voting. We kept black people from voting. If you go back far enough, the only people who were supposed to be a vote would be, successful farmers or something, So I don't know. I don't have the answer to the questions, but I think we ought to allow younger people to vote. Okay, the voting age is 18 now? Let's make it 16. And then maybe lower the top age. I think I am still, I have enough brain cells, a few of them, to vote, but there's a bunch of people that are running around voting and running around and saying that, the elections are fixed and all that kind of, all that kind of stuff. So maybe we should lower the age. Yeah, we can't do it because we're America. And it wouldn't work. It would just be another mistake, be something, something wrong. They're just, do we have some type of a belief where it's like, I don't know. In the past, the United States, in order to keep blacks from voting, there was different things they used in the southern states. Poll taxes, you had to pay a certain amount of money in order to be able to vote. And, the poor white, a few poor white people they passed them, but they were like, black people didn't have the poll tax to pay, or didn't have the money. But then they also did like testing, White person comes in there to vote. Oh, Billy Bob, go right in the booth right there and vote. And what's a black name that I can say without offending somebody? Anyway, black person comes in to vote. Oh, you'll have to take a test here. Or you have to pay a poll tax, Okay, or you have to take this test. Let's see, Billy Bob, give me the test in box N. Okay, here you are. Just go over there and take this test. It's on nuclear science. You have a few questions on nuclear science and biology. Okay, just go right over there and fill that out. And a white guy comes in, just go over there and, and go ahead and vote. Or they give him, the white person comes in, well, they wouldn't even give him a test, give him the test. Let me see here. This is a picture of what? Yeah, that's Billy Bob's farm there. Oh. What's Billy Bob's, what does he grow? Oh, he grows cotton. Oh, you pass. Go vote. I think we have the people that are so stupid that, and some stuff just positively doesn't make sense. There ought to be some kind of a test. Maybe a drink or whatever. Okay, here's cyanide, and here's some milk. Which one do you want to drink? Now, see with what was Trump's? What was that? He wanted people to drink Clorox or something to take care of the virus problem. Lordy, lordy. I've mentioned this before. I shouldn't. Back many, many years ago, when I was, doing my blog before any of you were born, uh, at least according to YouTube, they give the whole bunch of data to the people who do YouTube sites and stuff. And it shows that my following is men between 18 and 40. And sometimes the statistics show, oh, okay, it's 99.9% male between 18 and 40 or whatever. But so maybe I'm preaching to the choir, or what is it? I don't know what the solution to the problem is. One thing, and they can't do it now. They say one thing. Years ago, radio and television stations, once a year there would be a thing that would pop up and say, we are required by the Federal Communications Commission, the FCC, to conduct a survey of your viewers or listeners about what you have done, for the community. And these people can write to the Federal Communications Commission, and if you haven't done some good things for the community, your FCC license will be taken away, and your television station or your radio station will, cease to exist. I doubt the FCC actually. I wonder what you would have had to do to actually, but anyway, they had to do that. And of course, many years ago, they stopped doing that for various reasons. It's not exactly coming over the airways. You're not exactly using one of our frequencies because it's coming down on frequencies from satellites and stuff like that. And so they did away with that. Used to be a thing, what was it, the fair, whatever, which was kind of stupid in a way. But radio and television stations had to give both sides of a situation. So, the idea was that, okay, if they brought on somebody that says, what would, blacks aren't smart enough to vote or something, their brains are just not developed. So then you had to have somebody come on and say, oh no, look at, the person who had invented blood transfusions and the person that, go through all this and say they were all black, whatever it was. That was sort of the idea, sort of a dumb idea too in a way, but it was, But now, you have like Fox News or whatever that just tells lies all day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and so I don't know what the solution is because the old way doesn't work because this thing of if you if you have in the old days if you had somebody, well, nobody talked about the environment, I think, in the old days, but let's just take the environment. If you had somebody on who spoke about uh, Greenpeace or the environment or something like that, then you would bring on somebody, and you wouldn't be able to find probably. I mean, in the entire world there was, but you'd have to find somebody. So the guy'd be pretty busy and making a little bit of money, a lot of money. So they had to find somebody that the environment doesn't matter, or if you had somebody on talking about, well, you know, ancient history back when the dinosaurs were, millions of years ago or whatever, then the other side would have to find, and they would find somebody. Oh no, the world, the Earth isn't 10, isn't a million years or whatever the number is. I don't know, and I don't care. But you'd have to find somebody. No, the Earth is only 10,000 years old. Adam and Eve, they were playing with the dinosaurs. I don't know what the solution. There isn't any solution. I think we've gone so far technically that things are crazy now. I just saw on CNN or something or other, probably Mississippi or Alabama, a school board meeting was being held. A school board meeting is being held someplace. Let's see if we can find it. Here it is. Okay. Armed. Oh, first, the Second Amendment. Oh, we have a right to carry guns. We can carry guns anywhere we want. Anyway, armed Idaho locals show up to a library board meeting to push a ban on over 400 books. They want to burn. Well, they're not going to say burn. You can't, I mean, they like to, but anyway, these people show up with guns and to threaten. They have their assault rifles and they make sure you can see them. They don't show up, with concealed weapons. Well, they show up with concealed weapons all the time, but. That's intimidation. I think here this is Texas. Some people showed up at a McDonald's or someplace like that, and they're mothers of, I think, what was it, Mothers Against Guns or something like that. They showed up. They'd had children killed, and so a bunch of these women, I shouldn't laugh, they show up at a McDonald's, and the local gun nuts, they show up with assault rifles and everything else, and they accomplished their point was to show that, well, we can carry guns, it's allowed, and we can go in any place we want to go into. And so they go in there, and these poor, women who had lost children to gunfire, these women are terrified, horrified, So if I remember correctly in that case, the manager or something of the McDonald's comes around and asks these, guys to please step, of course I'm sure they're getting, we have a right to go any place, and at that time, here in Texas, the Texans weren't happy because the law was that a owner of a private business, you could post a sign saying, no guns allowed inside here. And the people here in, Texas just, you know, they just changed the law. Okay, a private owner of a private business, you cannot forbid somebody to coming into your business. They can come in with a gun. And, you know, of course, a few places were allowed, a few businesses were allowed, um, you know, to have a ban. And then the thing after that they moved on in Texas to uh, uh, schools, where schools where you have like colleges and stuff, where you have rooms or dorms or whatever you call them. The schools had rules, well, no guns allowed, in the school on the school. They had to do it, okay, no, okay, you can bring the guns on, You may be upset with your professor because he gave you a C instead of an A, or you may be upset with a student, but you can still bring your guns to school. And then, of course, the schools were allowed to, on the dorm thing, well, okay, you can say, we're renting these, things while you're going to school, and no gun. And then, of course, the Texas law was saying, no, you can't keep these, you know. Uh, to the age thing was like, okay, Texas, they changed. Okay, well, you can't deny a person a right to have a gun, and then they lowered the age on the students, uh, so you could have somebody in the dorm, that's renting a dorm, and I don't know how old. Maybe what they should have done instead of doing it on age, they lowered it down. So yeah, I don't think they made it down to 16 years of age or something. They moved it down. Made it, oh yeah. Maybe what they ought to do is like IQ. You can, of course, we have the Second Amendment. And the Second Amendment, of course, it was forever. I said, no, that's for militias. That's our country started out, and you know, we didn't really have a standing army. We didn't have any army, and we had militias and that kind of stuff. And it was so that that's what it was intended. That's what it says. And then back then, when I blogged about that and everything, I said, well, it's whatever the Supreme Court, however they rule it, that's what it says. So then the Supreme Court, finally made a decision on the thing, and they made the decision. No, it doesn't. It doesn't apply to militias. Anybody can have, any kind of weapon they want. A bazooka, a tank. There was more than one I saw, like YouTube videos of somebody got hold of a tank and was driving through a small town and smashing all the buildings. I think that's the one where the guy was pissed at the little city hall over something, and so he somehow got hold of a tank and drove through town, crushing crushing buildings and things. And they didn't, the police didn't have anything to stop him with, And I've seen other things like that too. I'm not sure. Okay, you're seeing that, yeah. I've noticed that with. Okay, no, this is okay. I thought it was Netflix or something. I think it's CNN. I'm getting this thing popping up. I never did a. I guess I should check this and see. It started popping up. So let me go to. Let me go to full screen here. Where do I want to go? Do a search. Where the hell do I do a search? Oh my God. Okay, I guess I can search here. Okay. Paste. Okay. Okay. How to fix error code 1400. Follow these instructions. It works with Windows 7, 8, 11, and Vista. Well, I'm running Windows 11, but I guess probably, let's see. Follow these instructions. A malfunction reported by error code 1400 may happen due to a number of different factors. I don't want to hear a number. I want to hear exactly what I can do. Common cause includes incorrectly configured system settings or irregular entries in the system's elements, to name a few. Such issues may be resolved with special software that repairs. Oh my God. I mentioned in a video the other day that I'm now running, a spam detector and a whatever else the thing is, So, and that's when this started. So it's someplace in there. I don't care. I mean, oh, come on. I think I can do without CNN. Unfortunately, CNN pops up through it. Must be something else. NASA's sure having problems with their new launch. I'd be afraid. Well, of course, nobody is, going on it yet, except mannequins or whatever. Trump announcing the other day that if he is elected in 2024, he's going to going to pardon all of the rioters that attempted to bring down the United States of America and stuff like that. I think we need to do away with the ability of the President of the United States to do pardons, since, it's worked, for the United States. We took it from, England and other places where the king or the emperor or czar or whatever can pardon people. Probably something we could show a lot of examples of. Well, that's why it's good to have this, But there was never really any big problem with it. But with Trump, if he's elected, which he won't be, because the last election he lost it big time. By big numbers, he lost the election. And, as a Democrat, great, bring him in. Well, actually, he wouldn't win, but run him. Run him. Republicans, please run Trump. It'll be a landslide. We'll have another, Democratic president, and we'll have a Senate that's Democrats, and we'll have a House that's Democrats. Of course, they're not all elected in the 2024 election, but you get the idea. Run him, please. I don't want him to win, but, run Trump for 2024. It'll be a Democratic landslide. We just need that for a while. 2 or 3, vote out all the Republicans. I don't care if some of them are, I don't think any of them are decent, but, haven't seen any signs of it. But, yeah, just kick them all out of government for a while. But since we have the danger of, we have these people who think that what Trump is doing is just great. And tons of those are born again Christians. Well, actually, they're like the born-again Taliban, but if you want to have our chief executive be able to pardon people, then we need to change it. Of course, it's just about impossible to change the Constitution, and that's sort of a good thing in a way. But I don't know what the solution is. Our founding fathers really did a fantastic job of getting this country going, and everybody back then, the American people, George Washington or whatever, the American people, they'd have made him king if he wanted to be king. He didn't want to be king. People asked him when he became president what he wanted to be called, and, he could have said, Your Excellency, or, anything, and he said, call me Mr. President. I mean, they did a fantastic job. Well, of course, they're, blacks being, 6/10 of a white person. I mean, it was the olden days, the good old days, yeah. But they did a good job. But now you've got these people and you have things like Fox News that broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they push hate and discrimination and everything else because it gets some viewers and advertisers. And you have, Twitter and stuff like that. And they broke the system. And now what do we do, I don't have the answers. Well, except, Trump should pay for his crimes. And he, you may not have seen it, but every day that I watched the news when Trump was in office, he was showing his absolute stupidity, unbelievable stupidity, and he lied every time he opened his mouth, and he committed crimes. He would confess to them because he didn't know any better, He's that stupid. And now that type of a person could be, it, just breaks my heart, pictures of, our presidents or whatever, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Franklin D. Roosevelt, Harry Truman, and then, you have Donald Trump. It makes me actually sick. I mean, I just, but, you can't go in it. I mean, you can, but we're not, you can't go in and say, okay. The Republican voters made a big mistake and we're just going to, yes, he was president for one term, impeached a couple times, maybe impeached a third time, or who knows, but no picture up for him, Just put something else, advertisement for something, and then the government could make money, and they, so maybe just have okay, golf, we could even lie, the Republicans lie all the time. Fox News, it could be, President so-and-so, well, I wouldn't want to mention his name. So is he the 37th president, whatever he is, let's say 37, I don't know, I don't care. We could say, the 37th president did not want, he was a humble person. And he wanted, instead of his picture being displayed, and instead of monuments made, he wanted something here for, so that unfortunate children or something could learn to play, golf and go on and maybe become golf pros or something, Too bad we couldn't do something Just skip him, you know. Can you imagine if Trump gets a library? Can you imagine the lies that when you go in there, you know? I sure wouldn't go there for any reason at all, you know. No reason at all would I go there, you know. Can you imagine? Okay, how long have I been talking? 40 minutes. Oh, that's nothing. I did see some of these what shorts or whatever, which 1 or 2 minute videos. Huh. Our kid attempted a marathon and this happened. Whatever it is, it's over an hour, almost an hour and 30 minutes. Well, Dr. Oz is not doing well, is he? Thank God. Here they are, shorts. Let's see. When, you know, of course, where did these short things start? What, TikTok? I think it was TikTok. And I think I looked at a couple of them, and I thought, nah, no good. And I really didn't think you could make something in a minute or two. And I was mistaken. I see some fantastic short videos, and now, of course, YouTube has that. What does Mary Todd? I think she's a niece of. Is she the niece of Trump? Let's see what this is.
In fact, I think it's safe to say that I practically never agree with anything he says. But last week, after a legally executed search warrant was produced and an entirely illegal search was conducted at his premises, he told his fellow Republicans that they should not vote in the midterms because the DOJ was treating him so unfairly.
Oops, I forgot. That'd probably be a copyright strike, you know. But anyway, I've seen some really, it's just amazing how, I can't do that, as you can see. What have I said here? I've been talking for about 45 minutes and I haven't said anything worthwhile. But some of these people turn out some fantastic videos that are like 1 or 2 minutes. That is talent and that's ability. So on those words, I will say, I don't know what to say. After what I said, what could I say to improve on the genius that I spilled out to you? Yes, from my misshapen head and from my brain that is getting older and older, and I get closer to Alzheimer's or whatever. I thank you very much for watching. I don't know. Click on thumbs up if you want to. That doesn't, you know. The thing would help is, you know, click on. I don't even know where I have that. It's someplace. Click on the thing and go to use a link and go to. Well, I need to fix my link. I set up another site and decided to use that link, jimhoward.me, and I can't figure out how to make the domain switch over. I followed the instructions, you know. So Anyway, there's an Amazon link. Yeah, let's see here. Where is it? Amazon link. Oh. Forgot what I'm looking for. Oh, never mind. Anyway, I need to take care of that thing that I messed up. But there is an Amazon link, and that would help. The last couple of months, I've made $20 in commission. 20 for the last month, and I think $20 for the month before. And if you people would just, if you decide to go to Amazon and look around for something, please use my link, because I might get a whole bunch of money coming in, and then I could buy a bigger computer, just what I need. Actually, I'm doing fine with Windows 11. I have, the two monitors, and Windows 11 is working good. I did have that virus that got me, and that proves I'm not very smart. I should have known better. I mentioned that in a video or two back. I guess I could mention it again. Something popped up. I just woke up. I just got out of bed. I came over, sat down, and a thing popped up saying it was from YouTube. There is a hard strike against you. We're checking on this. And if that is approved as a strike, and you have two more, your site will be taken off of YouTube, and you'll never be allowed to do. And I don't. I just woke up, and I thought, this doesn't sound. I've never got a hard strike, and just I don't know, 5 or 6. The ones you get occasionally by accidentally. Doing like I just did or something, and have something pop up for a few seconds or something, And this doesn't seem right, But I clicked on it, and then I was trying to find out, okay, where did this, whatever. And then I realized, because then my computer started acting crazy, and it was a virus. So I added virus detection. I hadn't used it actually in years and years and years and years. So I signed up for, it's over here, Total VA, or Total AV, which is, okay, that doesn't show what it is. Anyway. That took care of it. In fact, I ran that. I paid for it, and it wasn't very much money, because but when it renews in a year from now, then it's not going to be the bargain that it was. But anyway, I ran it, and it immediately picked out the virus. There it is, and it removed it, and my computer was fixed. The people that make those viruses or whatever, I just wish there was something we could do to them. You'd go to prison for what I'd like to do to them. This is years ago, and I blogged about it repeatedly. This person, I think it was Australian, and 80% of the spam that we all got, originated through this guy and through what he had set up, and you just you couldn't stop him. and he was selling and making money selling things that people could run and just do all this kind of stuff. And I blogged about him, and I said something needed to be done. And then I saw that he was attending a convention or whatever out in California, such and such a place, such and such a time. He was going to be the speaker. And I posted a bunch of things. And I said, okay, there's the guy. There are warrants for his arrest. And he's violating every time he, and I said, now I know, that the venue out there, the auditorium or whatever, the city, whatever it is, auditorium or whatever, I know they're paying, off-duty California police officers, to protect the venue, protect the guy, I'm sure that's part of the deal, But I said, take him into custody, arrest him, drag him off the thing. You've got him. Put the hand, because various countries, Australia and other places, we can't get their hand. We don't know where he is. Or he's right there and I put the address and the whole thing. And I put, I put in there, okay, I know that the police officers who are working there are being paid, for private security, whatever, but they're protecting this man or whatever. And I went on, I said, and I had the numbers, because things have been posted, that I forget what it was, 10, 15, 20, 30, whatever spams everybody was getting a day or a week or whatever it was. And I said, the off-duty police officers that are working right there, that are, standing by the stage or maybe standing behind him or whatever, he's committed felonies, and put the handcuffs on him and take him away. And of course, I knew, they're not, So I don't know. I haven't heard any more about the, well, I think they were closing in on this guy. I mean, he was just absolutely, like I said, all day long you were getting garbage, trash because of him. And wish I could remember the name. We could do a search and see if he's finally. I don't know. He's probably Trump appointed him to be in charge of his Twitter account or something. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Oh, let's see, where is the stop button? There it is. There it is. Stop. Good thing I didn't press that was pause. But I'm pressing the stop.